Hello everyone, welcome to Bestisha Designs. So in this video I'm going to make some designs, and for making these designs I'm going to work on this pontoon niche. As you can see, pontoon is kind of a boat, so you can go on these boats like on a vacation. So these are the boats I'm going to work on. So this is a niche. Now I was searching from Podly and I find some good images which are doing really great. They are selling, so I'm going to make some designs out of them, or I'm going to show you how to copy or how to make designs like this. Let's say this one or this one or this one. So these are all the designs I'm going to make in this video, but for this I need a pontoon graphic. So for making a graphic of a pontoon, we can illustrate it from an image. That is going to take us a bit time, but now in the era of AI we don't need to illustrate it manually. So as you can see, I am using Flux here. I am using FreePic to use the Flux AI, and with FreePic I am using this prompt illustration of a pontoon, black lines, vector art sticker, and it is going to give me. Also I was using Flux 1.1, which is pay premium. So I have FreePic premium, that's why I can use it. But if you are not, then you will be able to use this one. But anything is going to work for us, don't worry. So this is a good image, I can use it as it is. And I need to little bit more, I need to modify this a little bit. So for doing that, I'm using Photoshop here. As you can see, in Photoshop, just bring your image, then go to image adjustments and then threshold. So threshold is going to give us something like this. I need the details to be a little bit more visible. Something like this is going to work for me. Let's click OK. And as you can see, this is how my design is looking right now. So this is I placed from the link. So right click and rasterize layer. That is going to make it one layer. Let's turn this off. So I have some whites in the design, which is good, don't worry. Just press Ctrl A to select all. Make sure the layer is selected, then Ctrl C to copy. Now here in Illustrator, just paste it. And I'm going to click on this image trace, which is going to trace this image and give me this beautiful looking vector graphic, which is fine. Okay, so I have some whites in my design right now, so I don't need them. That's why I can click on this icon, the image trace panel, and from here I'm going to click on ignore color. So ignore color is going to ignore the selected color. If I select any other color from any image, that is going to pick that and remove that color from the trace, but that is okay for now. We don't need the whites, just the black lines. So this is how it is looking right now. I will just remove some parts of it, like this one and this one. So as you can see, I have a cool looking graphic here, and there are some issues with the graphic. There are some areas that is missing, so maybe we can simply just fix them to make it look more realistic or look good. That is okay, that is fine. I can fix this area from here, but let's not do that much detail here. So this is the graphic I'm going to use. Let's use this one. But did we sync? So this is the text and we have a graphic here. So we can simply use this graphic as the main focus, and then we can use this text here. So I'm going to make it simple as possible. So let's take an ellipse. Let's align them in the center, and then from here we can work in many different ways, but let's use it in a easier way. So but did we, I'm going to keep this on the top, something like this. And for a design like this, I will use I can search, like, let's say press. So press is a style of font where you will find fonts with little bit of distressed effect in them, built-in distressed effect, something like this one. As you can see, this is the effect I'm talking about. And you can search on Google like press fonts. You will find tons of different fonts in this. Okay, so I need to change this from here, change the center. Okay, this is good, but let's say let's use this one, hearts on. But did we sync? So I'm sorry, I'm going to use it just like this. Now for this font here, I can use a script font maybe, just to make a variation of this graphic. I have some fonts saved, maybe I will use one of them from here. Okay, so that font was good. Okay, so but did we sync? So something like this. As you can see, now my graphic is ready. I don't need to make it too detailed or too much going on. So I can pick the colors from example, of course, and this is how it is going to be. Let's say I will make it like this, just a vintage looking design, nothing else to go with it. So this is design 1. I am not focusing on the graphic part of the design. I am not focusing on the text part. I am just making everything readable. Nothing overlapping, no complexity, just keeping everything readable, and that is a good design. So let's use another one. So I am the captain. To save time, let's just assume I'm always right. So I'm going to type that. So this is the text. I can simply just use it as it is, or I can now decide which part I want to give the focus. So let's say I am the captain. This is going to be a focus text of my design. I'm going to make this captain bigger. To save time, let's just assume I'm going to make it smaller because that is not a important part, but I am always right is an important part of my graphic. So I'm going to use this same graphic here. So I'm making this design for microstock websites like FreePic and Creative Fabrica. That's why you need to keep this in mind, that we can use same graphic for every. I want to make 10 designs using this same graphic, but that is fine as long as your designs are unique and not looking like a copy paste of one another. So that is why I can make 10 designs using one single graphic. That is good. So that's why it is important to give it a little bit time to make your design, make your graphic as good as you can. Just like this. Maybe I will just put it, I will make an overlap there. Okay, so let's break it. This is the wide of my design. I'm going to keep it like this. Okay, so I'm the captain. To save time, let's just assume I'm always right. So I'm the captain. Here I can put some lines like this. Let's use this one, maybe a bit smaller. I'm making 3 copies, then align them, distribute them. I'm going to expand them, of course, make it a group. Then I'm going to bring it here. So just like this, align them again and distribute the space, make them a group. So these are now in the center. Okay, so for this one here, as you can see, for this text, this line, I can use a scripted font, which is, that is just because I want to make a variation of it. Let's just assume. So assume I'm going to make it like this, just to make it a variation, nothing else. So to save time, okay, maybe I will just put it in this area. To save time, I am going to select this ellipse here, make it, place the text, change the end and beginning, then change the center of the text. This is how it is going to look like. So to save time, let's just assume I am always right. So this is the text. I'm going to break it. Now I can make it a little bit bigger if I want. So as you can see, this is how my graphic is looking right now, and that is fine. I'm happy with it. Just make an offset path of it. As you can see, sometimes making an offset path can create this kind of corners. So to fix it, make it round and then click OK or cut it. Now I'm going to select the open the transparency and press Ctrl F here. So okay, that is a bit bigger in size. I don't want it to be that much bigger. So maybe just a little bit 4 pixel is good. That will depend on the size you are working, on the artboard size you are working. So this is how it is looking right now. Let's expand everything from here. Okay, so you can expand it later, but I am expanding it as I'm making the design. That is going to save me some time. Let's make everything in this same color. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. So this was the main design. I am the captain and they are using a ship wheel, and that is because they want to make it, they don't want to specify the types of boats or ship they are making the design for. But here I am using this pontoon. That means I am the captain of this pontoon, or whoever's are the captains, they run the pontoon style boats. It is a design for them. So I am just making this captain theme, converting it into a pontoon niche. So something like this. So this is the second graphic. I'm going to keep it here. Let's bring in our third in. design. So Captain Papa, this is a good one. This is a combination of a captain and a relation niche. So Papa is a relation, everyone we know that Papa is a family relation niche and captain is a niche who is a captain. So this is a combination. Let's make it Captain Papa, and we can make it simply, we can make it a really simple design, something like this, and just put our this graphic here. Maybe I'll just erase some part of it from here. I don't need that. Now again I am combining these three niche. So first one is captain. This is a profession, a hobby. Anyone can be a captain if that is their profession or if it is their hobby or something. And then I'm merging this niche into this captain or this papa and the relation thing here. So we can make it like this. We can make it like captain, let's say Captain Grandpa. Then we are going to change the audience. So Captain Grandpa is a good niche or a good one, just like this Captain Grandpa. So as you can see, I am not making too complex of anything. I'm just making as simple as possible, and I'm just converting existing designs into new ones. So that is good. I am a boating grandpa. Let's just like a normal grandpa. So this is another family relation niche. So as you can see, I am a boating grandpa. They are using the same thing here. They are using the boating and then the grandpa. They are combining it together. So we can do something like that. I am a boating. So as you can see, this is the text. This is going to be the text for my this design. And you can make it like I am a biker grandpa, I am a firefighter grandpa, and everything. You can include all the professions you want. So let's use this one. I'm going to copy that. That will save me some time. I am the pontoon grandpa. So for this pontoon grandpa, I am going to make it in the same style as my previous one, like this. I am the pontoon. Let's overlap it with the boat here a little bit. So let's apply a effect on this one. Let's bring on text like this, then another one to match it. Okay, so I'll just make it, align it with this. Then in the middle I can simply just put this pontoon graphic here. I'll create a little bit of a offset path, not too big, not too small, something like this. Then I will put this inside the transparency. That will make it look like a text effect here. As you can see, pontoon. Maybe I will just I'll bring it a bit here, then I will align it with this one, just to make it look like that. So okay, so let's not do that. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try it like this. Okay, so that is also looking good. And then maybe I will just make it a little bit more longer like this. So that will give me that space where I can put this I am the part here. I am the pontoon grandpa. So just like so for this grandpa, I am going to change the text style. So I will use a bolder looking script font, maybe this one or maybe this one. So this is a good one because this is a focus text. I don't like that G, so maybe I will use something else. Okay, so this is important because I want to make it look like a capital letter. That's why I said I don't like that G. I want this G as the G because I want it to look like a capital letter. Maybe I can simply just add a source from here, something like this, just like this. Maybe I'll erase some part of it, just a little bit. Then press Shift W. So Shift W is for the white tool. If you click here, it is going to give you the white tool. And now with the white tool, I can make it look like this. So I will keep it here, expand it. Now I'm going to erase a part of it, just like this. Then I'm going to select this part, but this is a live text. So let's expand it, just make it like this. And from here, I'm going to create an offset path. put it inside the transparency, but not this one, because I want this to be connected with the A. So something like this. Now I need to make them a group. Okay, so this one and this one and this one, I want to make them a group because I don't want to move their position. That will make it look bad. So something like this, pontoon grandpa, I will make it just like this, not too big, not too small. Then creating offset path again, opening that group, pasting it inside this their transparency effect, and it is going to give me something like this. Okay, that is fine, not bad, just like this. And this part I'm just going to make it a little smaller. This is not the focus text, and it should be smaller because it is supposed to be seen when someone is closer to you, something like that. Okay, so this part is going a bit bigger, so I'm going to just cut it from the inside. I'll make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to bring that a bit down maybe. Okay, here it is good. It is going to be recognized as the N. So let's make it a group, open transparency, and then press F, Ctrl F. That is going to place the pontoon offset path that we created from there. So something like this. This is going to be the final design for this one. Now we can add some little graphics to make it a little bit more cool looking. So let's try. Okay, so you can search like this. I'm searching for ship tools. That means the tools used on ships. So you will find tons of different graphics like this, and this one is free. I am going to use it, but the thing here is I am taking it from free pick, so I cannot just use it as it is. I need to modify it, and to modify it I am going to, okay, so as you can see they are colorful images, so I cannot simply just take them and use them in my design. That can be copyrighted. So to fix that, I am going to use them as smaller parts or shapes of my design. So there are some strokes in them. I'm going to expand them. Once that is expanded, I'm going to select this one and this one, maybe just copy them, and I'm going to use them something like in these areas, but I'm going to make it solid silhouettes. That means they are not looking like how they were in original, so there is no copyright in that. Okay, so I need to make sure that they are same in size, but this is looking a bit bigger. Something like this will work. So I'm going to put one here, another one here, just to make it, just to fill those areas, and it is going to look better in this way. So maybe I will just make it a little bit smaller, just a little bit. Then I'm going to bring them something like in this area. That is good. So let's align them one more time, and this is the center position. This is how it is going to be. So let's say I want to use this one in this color, and then the pontoon I'm going to make it in this color. I'm just making them all the same colors, and this one in this color, so maybe this one in this color. So as you can see, this is my complete design for this one. So I am using pontoon as my niche, so I am converting everything into this niche design, so that is fine. Okay, so I think the rest is good. We can use something like this. You can go to free pick again. You can search for distressed USA flag. You can check this free license from here. That is going to show you some free images, just free to download. I am going to download this one, and I have premium subscription, so I can take anyone I like, but for your sake I'm going to show you the free way. So let's say I want to use this one. So okay, as you can see here, this is a bit tricky image. Here they are just using a layout on top of the flag. That's why it is looking like so distressed, but the flag is originally intact. So how to use this or make it complete distress like this? Just select everything and then click on this trim. So it is going to trim out everything, but it can be a bit tricky because of all the details of the graphic. It can be like, it can cause some issues with Illustrator and your computer. Okay, so let's go back one more time. I want to keep these whites from the stars, and I don't want this. blue lines from here. So I want to make it like this, but the rest of the image, as you can see, this is how it is going to look. I'm going to just simply cut them, then delete this part, paste it here, and then I'm going to simply erase all the whites from here. So just like this, something like this is what I want. Let's make them a group. And now I'm going to use this distressed effect on top of my flag. Now select everything and then click on this trim icon again as okay. So again I made a mistake. So that is not a mistake. I want to remove this white part, but then my stars will be removed too. So I need to change their color to something that is not in this design. So let's make it something like this. And then it is going to work perfectly fine. Just click on this trim one more time. And now it is going to trim out everything like this. Just click with your magic wand tool on the white part and then delete. As you can see, now we have a complete image like this, which is a distressed image, but as you can see there are some blank areas which we cannot see, but they are there. So to remove them again, select them with your magic wand tool simply like this and then delete. Now you have a complete distressed looking flag and it is good to go. So let's say I want to use it like this. They are using it like the pontoon graphic they are using as the star, but I don't want to do that because they are using smaller pontoon shapes. I have a graphic which is not that much smaller, so I am just going to use it as it is. And for that I am just going to place it somewhere like this on this area, and it is going to look like this. That is fine. From here I am going to erase one part of the line and then cut it, open transparency, and here press Ctrl F. That is going to make it look like this. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. We cannot see actually what is going on. So let's try to understand. I'm going to take a background which will be black, and now as you can see, so this is how it is looking. We cannot actually see our boat here. So to fix that, we will not just put it, sorry, we will not just put it there like that. Let's cut it first of all, then press Ctrl F to make it look like this. So I'm going to keep it here in the center of the flag, and then I'm going to create an offset path of my graphic. Let's make it 2 or maybe 1 picture, something like this. So once I'm happy with it, I don't want to merge those areas, so that's why I need to make a copy. So let's copy it. Now merge, unite. Okay, don't worry about the copying, just merge, unite and cut. So that this is how it is looking. Let's change the color of our this graphic here. So as you can see, this is how it is looking, but I don't want these whites from my design. So let's select this blue or original pontoon shape, then create the offset path one more time, unite it, cut it. Now select this white shape and then press Ctrl F on top, change the color. That will allow us to see what is going on. So let's change it yellow. So we need to select this yellow layer and this white layer, then press Shift M, that is shape builder. So now we can simply remove all the parts that we don't want, but is still having our offset path intact. So now it is done. I am going to erase this yellow part. So I have this white part here. I am going to make this white part red for now, and then I am going to cut this blue part from here. So you need to give it a bit attention here. I am going to make this a group, the flag and the pontoon shape. And now if I press the open transparency and paste the shape here and make it complete black 100%. So as you can see, now we can see the boat here. So this is the right way of doing a design like this. Let's say I can search like pontoon silhouettes, or I can search pontoon icon. That will give me this kind of icons which represent the pontoon style boats, and we can use them in like the stars or how they did it here in the example image. So anyway, that is the perfect way. So let's say pontoon captain, I'm going to make it in that font that we are using for this batch of the design. So pontoon captain, this is good enough. So as you can see, this is how it is looking. I can simply just make it like this, but that will be making it too obvious, so let's not do that. I'm just going to make everything in this color, but let's pick a little bit of lighter color so that it is more visible on top of a black background. So as you can see, this is how we can recreate anything, any design we want. So that is another one. Let's say I want to now work on this one. So this is kind of a tricky design. Our ship, it's a birthday trip. So this is a good one. This is a cruise ship or a birthday trip style design, but we can use it like a pontoon. So let's say our ship, let's type that. So this is the text here. Now we need to understand two things here. There, which is the focus text. So they are giving the focus on the ship and then the trip. So this is the two focus text they are using for this design. So I'm going to do the same because that is the correct way of giving focus to anything. So I'm going to place it here. Also, this is a very girly design, like a girl cruise or something like that. So that's why they are using fonts like that. We can find that kind of fonts. So we can go to thefont.com, and from here, the cartoon category, you can find that kind of fonts. So let's say I have some Saul's Barbie is a good font, good looking one. Chicken Pie is a good looking one. I have that one. So Hey Yum is, I think, will look good. So let's download it from here. Okay, so let's use this one. Hey Yum. So I'm going to use that one for this two text. Okay, so okay, Hey Charlie is also a good font. Hey Comic is a good font. Hey Yum. Okay, let's use this Hey Yum, and for the rest of the text, I can use the Hey Charlie font. I like that one. Okay, so this is the text. This is how it is going to be. I am going to follow their style exactly, our ship. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger in size, and here I'm going to use my pontoon graphic. So I can simply I can take a cruise ship or anything, but this is a pontoon niche I am working with, so I will make everything in this niche. Okay, let's make it a little bit smaller, not like that, maybe like this, and I will feed this text here. Need to make sure it is completely aligning with my graphic. So let's say this is the width of the graphic, and this is going to be the another part, another width of the graphic. That is good. So I'm going to make it bigger. The graphic is not the main part of any design. The text is, so it needs to be as clear as possible. So it's a birthday. Let's use this one here, but there is a problem with this one, so I'm pressing shift T. Shift T is for touch type tool, and with touch type tool I can move these letters around without breaking them, and now I'm going to break them. So that is good. Our shape, it's a birthday trip, so let's use this birthday one here. Let's place it here, something like that, birthday trip. So from here I'm going to make it a bit bigger in size. Also they are using some other elements like a cruise ship, like a sunglass, so we can do that. Let's search for a sunglass shape silhouettes, and you will find tons of different shapes like this, but this is the kind of shapes or sunglass you will use on a beach. So I'm going to use this one, maybe. Yeah, let's use this one. So copy it. This is not copyrighted, you can simply take them. This is going to be a small part of my graphic, so nothing to worry about it. And for here, this is a birthday trip. Let's use it something like this, or maybe I will just use it in this way. So on this R and P, I am going to place my sunglass, if that works. So this R in the middle is going to be kind of the nose. I don't know if that will work or not. Let's try. Okay, so from here, now let's create offset path, select the trip text and paste it here, birthday trip. something like this. Okay, that is not looking bad. I'm happy with it. Let's use something else. Let's use palm tree silhouettes, but for this kind of designs I'm going to use a border looking designs like this, not some fancy detailed graphic like this one. So that is not going to be very much visible, because, or we can search like this cartoon palm tree, that is going to give you better looking graphics. So this is just from some random websites, clipart library, no need to worry about it, we can use it. So I'm going to erase some part of it, just like this. It's a birthday trip, so I'm going to use it here in this area, and then I'm going to make it a bit bigger like this, maybe. Okay, not that much, so let's just use it something like this, just to fill this area. And then maybe I will bring a copy of it, make it a bit smaller, then put it something like in this area, just to make a variation of it and to fill these areas. So I'm going to erase the lower part of it to match it like this. That is good. I'm selecting this birthday text, paste it inside the transparency. That is fine. So okay, I can fix this text from here. This A part is a bit down, so if I select it with the direct selection tool, I can move it up, and that is going to make it a bit better looking. So that is fine. They are also using some bars, some sun shapes, and we can use all other styles like a cruise ship, anything you want, but that is not the main part of the design. The main part is this colorway, how to make it a colorful design like that one. So maybe I will use a bird here and there somewhere, something like this, then just erase it. So I have a shape like this. I'm going to Control C, Control F, and then reflect it to make it look like this. Then I'm going to use my shape builder tool to make this shape. Sorry. So this is the bird shape. I can use one there. Maybe I can use a sun shape or sun ray effect there, but let's not use it. So just like this, just to fill those areas, that is good. Now we can use something else in a design like this, which is flamingo silhouettes. So a flamingo like this will look good. Also I like this one. So this is a not too detailed. Also this is from FreePix, so I have FreePix subscription. But if you don't have, don't worry about it. This is just a small part of our graphic, so no need to worry about this. Birthday, birthday, so let's use this instead of the T. Okay, so maybe not there, maybe in this area. And it is going to fill it up, so just like this. And I don't want this part of the A, so that is good. Now for this part, then I'm going to use this one here instead of the eye of the ship. Let's cut it. Just like this. Then I will make offset path of it, paste it on top of the P, click on minus front, and then again. So this is the destructive way. That means I will not be able to recover it if I made any mistake or anything. So that's why it is not the perfect one. Perfect way is using the transparency option. That's why if I made a mistake, I can simply come back to it, and then I can redo everything, and I can get that area back, something like that. So let's say this is our final design, so nothing to worry about it, and the design is not the important part of it. The important part is the coloring way. So let's say I want to make it colorful like this. So this is called the tie-dye background. You can search for tie-dye backgrounds. You will find tons of different colors, or you can search for, like, let's say watercolor background or water splash. You can search for watercolor backgrounds. You will find different graphics like this. There can be some watermarks on them, so make sure you are not taking something that is watermarked. You can search that on Freepik too. So searching on Freepik is the safest way, because there will be some free graphics, as you can see on here, and the free ones are, of course, they are free, so you can use it for any design or anything, and no need to worry about the copyright or anything. Also, it will be available in vector format. So let's click on this EPS button, then download it. So this is the watercolor background I have. Okay, so not like that. Now I need to make it a group. So this is not a very perfect way of making a graphic like this color way. This is not the best option. But if you want to learn how to make this kind of designs, you can simply work in these two ways. So let's say I want to use this one, this color one. So I can, first step is I can take it from free pick like this, which is good. Also I can take an image like this, then click on this low fidelity photo that is going to trace this image, and it is going to give us a vector like this. So it is not going to be copyrighted, because the way we are going to use it is not going to be copyrighted. So first step is, okay, so I made a mistake here. I need to make it like this. Then I'm going to place it inside this pontoon shape, just like this. Now the thing here is, if we want to apply this effect on anything, we need to make sure that there is no effect remaining in our design. So let's say this is our final graphic, and we want to now make it any color I want. As you can see here, this is a vector graphic, but let's say I want to make it in this color way. So for that, we need to break all the transparency effect that we applied. So let's start with this one. So if I select this group, I will be able to find this sunglass shape inside of them. Let's cut it. Now press Ctrl F here. So as you can see, this is the black layer. Now I'm going to select this two, this sunglass shape and this strip text. You will be able to see here. Now press Alt and click on minus front. This is how it is looking. Let's keep it like that. So select the birthday text, cut it from the inside, and now paste it in front of it, make it united. Now select the birthday text and the graphic. You can see it from here. Again press Alt and click on this minus front. Let's keep it like that. Again I am going to do the same thing for the rest of the graphics. From here, let's just click on Alt and minus front. So here we have three different layers. Let's say first layer is this one, which is the inside part. So I need to, okay, so here I use the offset minus front directly, so I don't need to do anything for that. But for this shape part, I need to select this part, unite, and then press it in here. Select this two, press Alt and minus front. This is how it is looking. For this part, select everything, cut it, paste it here, select it again, click Alt, press Alt and click on minus front. So as you can see, I have some effect like this in my all over the design. So if I select everything from here and then go to object and expand, that is going to expand everything. So that means I don't have any kind of effect anymore. All I have is smaller or smaller shapes, something like this. So to apply that effect or that watercolor effect, we can simply select it, select all of our design at once and press okay. So let's go to object, compound path, and then make. So that is going to make it a compound path. So everything here is a compound path right now. I'm just going to place the texture like this. Texture should be in the background, design should be on top. Then select this to right click and then make clipping mask, and here you go, you can get a design like that. So this is the way of making a design like this. Also there is another way. Let's do that one first. Okay, so let's select, let's keep a copy. So I'm selecting everything, making them compound path, and with compound path I'm going to make it look like this. make the clipping mask effect on it. That is fine. I'm going to make a black background. So something like this, as you can see, this is how it is created. But if I want to do it in a different way, which is the way of this design, that means I want to keep some part of the graphic in a solid color. Let's say this I want to keep it white color. Okay, so they are now compound path, so I need to release the compound path. Okay, so before doing that, okay, so we created compound path, so that's why it is keeping the compound path. But let's say I want to make this strip white color, I want to make this shape part white color, and then I want to put that watercolor effect on the rest of the graphic, something like that. So then we need to right click. Okay, so release compound path from here, this is important, so let's use it like this. So for this part, let's cut it, paste it here, make it this color, make it a group. So let's say I want to make this strip and this shape color only in this watercolor effect, but the rest of it I want to keep it like white or any other color I want. So in that case, I will need to make this a compound path, also this a compound path. Sometimes making compound path will make it invisible or the strokes will be blank, but don't worry, it is there. So all I need to do is select this background, copy it, paste it in the background in the back like this, and from here I'm going to make a copy of it, select this strip and then this part, make clipping mask, then again press Ctrl B, select this shape and this background, right click and clipping mask. So as you can see, this is how we can make it for some specific areas, or I can apply that effect to an all over design like this. So this is how this kind of designs are created. Also, if you want, let's say I want to make it with a gradient color, so that is also really a cool way. So I have all this, I have a design like this in this color. I want to apply this gradient on it, so I need to pick some colors from the examples. Sorry, so this is the lighter blue, this is the darker one, and this is the magenta or purple color. So let's say this is my colors, I want to make the gradient with it. And now click on this gradient tool. I have 3-point gradient, so I need to create another point, click on this one. Let's make it like this. So as you can see, we have a gradient created here. And now if I select this group or anything, let's say I want to select this one and maybe this one, and I can click on this icon. It is going to apply that gradient on this group. I can modify it with G, pressing G on my keyboard. I can select everything, I can apply that gradient. That is going to apply to each and every element as a separate shape. As you can see, the same gradient applying for I, for T, for S, but we can select everything and then press G. Now we can apply one gradient to all the graphics like this. If I want, I can start it from here, I can start it from here, something like this. So this is the way of making graphics like that. So I wanted to create some more designs, but it is taking too long. So I hope that's it for today's video. So if you have any questions or if you learned something new from this one, let me know in the comment section and I will try to answer them. So have a great time guys. Thank you for watching.